Hi, welcome to my channel. Today I'm painting roses. I love to paint roses. You must know that by now if you've been watching my videos. So I hope you'll sit back and enjoy this one, and thanks for watching. This is my usual palette of water mixable oils. I have titanium white, cadmium yellow light, raw sienna, raw umber, French ultramarine blue, sap green and alizarin crimson. And I might add some other colours to that depending as I go on what I think I need. Using sap green, French ultramarine blue, some yellow and a little titanium white, I scrubbed over a painting that had failed. And I'm just going to put in the suggestion of some leaves in the background. Nothing really, just sort of strokes. Just to make some texture in the background. And maybe something a little more definite in the way of leaves in the middle here. All right. I'm going to do a rose bud, a thorny stem and some leaves. With raw sienna, I'm going to put a stem in. And perhaps a leaf, another one that comes up here like this. Perhaps another one comes down here like this. And perhaps we have something that goes out here. There we go. Maybe we have some leaves off of there. Off of there. Maybe our bud comes here. I think that's a good start. I'm going to have my rose here. Just using straight alizarin. But this is such a big canvas. It's 9 by 12. I think I'm going to put another one here. Get really ambitious. Put a third one there. So this one will be facing up like that. This one will be facing this way. And this one will be facing this way. All right, I might put a couple of buds in. One there, say one here. And maybe a third one here. Is that too many? Well, we'll go with it. I've added magenta and permanent rose to my palette, and I think this is the permanent rose, and I'm just going to pull in some petals with just permanent rose. I'm not adding any color, I'm just getting a shape. And this is the magenta, which is kind of a purpley color. Okay. Now I'm going to just put a dab of magenta on that side and a dab of permanent rose on that side. And I've got the alizarin crimson in the middle. Now I'm going to use titanium white mixed with a little alizarin. So I've got a sort of pinky colour, don't know if you can see that. And I'm going to pull in some petals. I like to use a 1/2 inch flat for my petals, and I use a flat to make my leaves as well. I prefer it. I used to use a round, but I prefer using a flat. Someone's doing a lot of work outside, you can hear today. And I'm going to put in some swipes to show the petals closest to us. Now that's not finished because as it dries the colours dull down a little bit, so I'll come in and put in some more white as we go along. Okay, so this is the magenta one I'm doing now. Mixed it with titanium. Now I'm going to do the permanent rose. Alright, so we're coming along. They do need lights added to them. This one's dripping a little bit. I think I've got too much water on my brush. Okay, so now I'm going to add those colours to my buds. I feel like putting a bud out here somewhere. I'm going to do it. There you go. I just think it's kind of lonely out that side. I like that. And it's my picture. I'm going to put in some dark leaves. That's a bit too blue, but it doesn't really matter. I'm going to put them in round here, just some dark. So that when I put in the lightest petals, it will draw in and it'll make the petals look more translucent. I try and sort of do a pointy leaf shape here and there, and I'm going to do the same over here. Okay, it's a bit too leafy, I think, but once I get the petals on there, it won't look so Won't look so bad, I don't think. I mixed a dark green to strengthen my stems. That's actually wrong there. So I'm going to scrub that bit out. There we go. Do that again. All right. Perhaps this one sort of tails off into one of those wiggly things there like that. It's coming along. Okay, so I'm going to put a little light on this rose first. I've mixed the titanium with what is that? That's the permanent rose. That's my tea done. Now I might come in there and tip some of those petals with more of the white, but I will leave it for a few minutes and see how it begins to dry out. But I'm going to do a little of the same with this magenta one, but I don't want to brighten that one too much because it's sort of in the shade. And this one, I will put a lot of titanium on that one because that's my star. I'm going to add a little. I'll leave that one dark. Maybe I'll add some more light to this one. I'm going to put on some sepals. These are the little sort of outer coverings. And there's usually 5. You won't see the whole thing. It's not very dark. Got to put some more green on my palette. I don't like this one. I think it's a little too much. My dog's snoring again. That's what he does when I paint. He goes to sleep. I don't like those sepals, so I'm taking them out, making it look a little neater in that area. Now you could just sort of scrub it, that's okay. I always get a little bit too big with the sepals. I'll work on it. I'm going to put some more lights on my star. Just mixing titanium white in. Just giving a sideways swipe to those petals that are closest to us, because at this point we're only seeing the tops of them. And the ones that are down here, they will sort of curl inwards like that. Put a little more white on these, just the tops there. And I'm going to add more to those. I won't do these two. I think I'm going to work on the stems. Now these are very old-fashioned roses, and they have thorny stems. So I just sort of do a line straight perpendicular, and then I do them on opposite sides like that, then draw a diagonal down. So straight out from the stem, and then a diagonal line on opposite sides. Oh my goodness. Tell me. That's a little too thorny, I think. But that's okay. Put a little one there. That's not bad. Oh well. Get a little dramatic. I think that magenta could do with more definite petals. I think that looks good. Let me put a little magenta in here too. And I think my star needs to be even paler. So, but first I'm going to work on some of the leaves. I'm mixing sap green with some yellow and some white. And I've got about a dash of alizarin in there too. And I'm going to work on some of the leaves, give them more definite leaf shape. I'm adding some ultramarine blue to give me some darkness to some of my leaves. Let's put some blue in there. I'm going to work on the star of the show again and just, it's almost neat titanium white. Sorry about the dog. Nothing I can do. When he's sleeping, that's how he sleeps. Whoops. Got a lot of water on my brush. It's coming along. I'm going to put some lights on some of my leaves. I'm just using cad yellow light with some sap green. I think it's got some raw sienna in there. Sort of a mixture that is on my palette. Just where light might be glancing off. Might do it even paler, adding some white. And I'm going to put some light on the stems as well. And I'm going to use a small round, and I'm going to put some of that light on my sepals. I like this magenta, it sort of really pops things. I'm going to add little touches of magenta. Okay, so I'm going to put a little dot, a little raw umber in here. maybe in here too. Just a tiny amount to give you an impression of the center. And then I'm rinsing my brush out, and I'm going to mix some cad yellow light with some more sienna and do some little dots on top. Okay, so I'm going to do one in here too. I'm going to leave it alone for half an hour or so, watch some YouTube, and let it sort of set and see what I need to do. I already see that I need to put more darks on the stems. Maybe I'll do that before I leave. I'm just going to use raw umber with a little French ultramarine blue. I'm just going to darken the stems. A little bit, strengthen them. If you don't have your shadows, your lights won't stand out. Your painting will look a bit flat. And I'm going to add just a touch of light on a couple of those leaves, or petals. Okay, now I'm going to leave it for a while and then I'll come back and see what else I need to do. Okay, so I'm going to work on my star petals a little bit, these ones down here, and I'm going to put a swipe of rose. What rose is that? Permanent rose. And I'm going to put a swipe of magenta here. And then I need some more white on my palette. Okay, I have some neat titanium white, so I'm going to pull it in. Worked better on that side. Okay. I think that's made it a little overpowering. going to put a leaf in here. Put something in here. I don't know, I think I'm getting a little out of hand now. I think I should have left it alone. I think I'm just going to leave it right there. So thanks so much for watching my video. If you enjoyed it, you must have done if you got this far, please give me a thumbs up and help the algorithm find more of my videos. And thank you very much for watching.